So having read what it said on the buttermilk, I thought, well, hey ho, we better make some pancakes. So I'm making Scotch pancakes, as I suggested. Now I'm sure lots of you got recipes for this, and it's very easy to use as quilling recipes. This, however, is my lovely mother-in-law's recipe, my first mother-in-law, and I've used it for years and years and years and years. I was married when I was 21 and I'm now 71, so I used it for 50 years. Lovely. And we used to have, in those days, because one had afternoon tea. Do you remember those lovely days? I don't mean going out and having afternoon tea, but we had a cottage with an open fire, so we used to toast crumpets and muffins by the fire, and I would make Scotch pancakes or cakes, and oh, lovely, what nice memories. So, this is my mother-in-law's recipe. So, bing. I also used to have a lovely proper griddle, which I don't think I've still got. Anyway, so here we have 1 egg, which you beat with salt, with 2 teaspoons of syrup, half a cup of milk, half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, which I'm going to measure because you put the dry ingredients in last. So my half a teaspoon of cream of tartar and my 3/4 of a teaspoon of bicarb, I'm going to measure now and put in a little pot ready, so that I don't make the spoons. So half a teaspoonful of cream of hold on. What am I doing? Half a teaspoonful of cream of tartar, half a teaspoonful of cream of tartar, and 3/4 of a teaspoonful of bicarbonate of soda. So that's a half. I don't know if I've got a half, and I'll get a 1/4 and a 1/4 of bicarb. And they're going to go in with the flour at the end. But in here we have an egg, half a cup of milk, which is 4 fluid ounces, which is exactly the amount, 100 fluid ounces, exactly what's left of my buttermilk from the recipe, so that worked out really, really well. And 2 teaspoonsful of syrup. Now luckily I have my syrup in a squeezy bottle, so I can do 1 and 2. I'm missing Bernie Keith's album show for you, which is really noble of me because I was really enjoying it. It plays such a lovely mix because people request all the songs, so you don't get DJ songs, you get lovely songs that people really want to hear. So that's my egg, salt and milk in the syrup. I haven't put the salt in yet, I've got to get that. There's the milk. This is a lovely measuring jug because the measurements are very easy to see, but it's very difficult to get things out of it because it's got all these ledges on it, which is a real nuisance, but it's a super jug because it's very, very clear. And some of my others, they've sort of washed off in the dishwasher and were never very clear to begin with. So when you're elderly and your eyes aren't quite so good, it's a bit of a poo, isn't it? And then we want some salt. I've got a little tiny bit of salt left in here. And we want, I guess a pinch, hold on, what does it say? A pinch of salt, I thought so. A pinch of salt and an ounce of sugar, that goes in later. So this is what we do, and we beat this into that with a beater. Sorry, I'm not very organised because I suddenly decided to do this. So beat that all in together. I've never made it buttermilk before, so it'll be as interesting to me as it is to you. Then you add the dry ingredients. You leave the bicarb to last, but I put the bicarb in with my cream of tartar, so there you go. So into that, put that on there. Into that I'm going to add, come on, going to add, take it to naught. I want ounces, not grams. I need ounces, please, mister. Hold on. I need it to say ounces. Ounces. Put that on there. Say naught. Right, so I want 5 ounces of plain flour. The only danger with doing this is you tip too much and you can't take it out again. 5 ounces of plain flour. 2.5, 3. Bob's busy putting rat poison down in the garden. It's a lovely life, isn't it? Our next door but one neighbour had a rat the other day, and we have had a rat before. I mean, I'm sure we've probably got rats all the time, we just don't know. And our neighbour at the back has had a rat before, so we have got rat traps, but Bob hadn't baited them recently, so he's baiting the rat traps. What did you do on your holidays, Daddy? I baited the rat traps, darling. And you want 1 ounce of sugar. I'm just using gran. Not going mad on the old, no caster, just having granulated sugar. So that's that, and then I'm going to beat that in first. What did I? Oh, I'm going to mix that in. Now, because the buttercream is so thick, I'm going to put the bicarb and cream tartar in. I'm going to add some milk because this is too thick. So I'm going to add some milk to that to make it more liquid. I'm sure you know how to fry these, but for those of you who've never made them, and I have to say they're very cheap to buy, but actually they are much nicer homemade. They really are much nicer homemade. A bit like scones, I think. I've moved. Sorry, I've moved. I just realised I've moved and you can't see. So you drop tablespoons full of this mixture onto a griddle or a dry frying pan, and you fry one side and it will bubble. Bubbles will appear on the surface like a crumpet, and then you flip it over and fry the other side, and they are just gorgeous. Now, the thing to do if you're doing it the proper way, which you're going to, because I'm showing you the proper way, that's better, there we are. You want a thick batter, but that's perfect. What you then do is you put, if you're going to serve them today for tea, if you're going to be civilised and have afternoon tea, you put them on a tea towel. You lay a tea towel out here, sort of, I'll show you with a dirty tea towel. A tea towel in use. You put a tea towel out like this, and you put them along there, and then you lay them up and put another layer on there, and you layer it up, and that keeps them warm and stops them drying out, keeps them soft and delicious, and that's what you do. So I'm going to leave that for a minute or two while I search out a frying pan. So if you like to hold on, I will return anon. Let's put you on pause. Now, aforementioned lovely mother-in-law bought me a griddle pan, which was a round pan that you sort of hung from the ceiling if you had that sort of a ceiling. And I did actually have one of those poles with all my pots and things on. It weighed a ton, and then I graduated to a cooker with a griddle when I had a range cooker, because you know, in a former life I've done this sort of thing. However, I haven't got anything like that now. I've just got a hob and a frying pan. So that's what we're going to use. Now, if you want to make them like what they make them in the shops, you're going to laugh at me, so I don't know if I dare risk it. But you can use one of these rings, you know, that they make, put your potatoes and stuff in smart restaurants. But obviously that's quite a faff, and we don't like faffing, do we, girls? So what we're going to do is just drop spoonfuls on here, and there'll be there'll be all different shapes, which proves they're homemade. So you pop drops on like that. I think I'll probably get 4 on. You don't want them enormous. And you just cook them quietly. I'm only going to show you one lot because it will be awfully boring if I show you a whole pan full. But we'll leave those to cook for a minute or two. Well, probably not a minute or two, a moment I think. I've got a little trial one I did just here, which is all screwed up and horrible. I'm going to eat that. Make sure they're nice. They are nice. They are nice. I'll put a bit of butter on this. Well, they are lovely. The trick is to turn them over without hitting the one next to it, which is not easy. No. Neither is talking with the mouth of a Scotch pancake, actually. Ugh. Oh, come here, don't be naughty. Yeah, I've messed that one up big time. So maybe only put 3 in the pan, but there they are. So you cook the other side. You wipe the spatula away, you made a right mess of it. And you pop them, I am going to put them on my tea towel. I'm just take this in my tea towel, that's where I'm going to put them, so I'll show you. I'm going to pop them 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put you along there, Mr. Camera. Oh, there we are. Put the 4 on the tea towel, like that, which I'm going to fold over and do the next 4. Then I folded that over, I'll do the next 4 on top. And that's what I'm going to do till I've done all of them. You really don't need to watch me doing all of them, do you? Because you've got the idea. I'm going to do 3 next time, so I've got room to dollop them about. It's a very quick and easy recipe, and you can make it with ordinary milk, but as I say, it just said, oh, make fluffy pancakes with buttermilk, and I thought, well, what else am I going to do? Pour it down the sink? No, make pancakes. So, oh, let me change this, because I'm not going to do that anymore. So there we are. Another additional recipe which I didn't plan and is not on anyone's list or radar, but you've got it anyway. I'll stick the recipe on Padlet. I'll stick the video on just in case you want to watch it, but you probably don't. And you've possibly got a recipe that you like just as much, in which case, ignore me. Okay, see you soon. Bye guys.